Hello ladies and gents, Prime Banshee here. Today I'd like to ask and answer the question of if Warhammer 40k Darktide is worth it in 2024. I love Darktide, so this will be a bit biased. For those of you who don't know, Darktide is a game developed by Fat Shark, who also made the Vermintide series. The game was released in November of 2022. Darktide thrusts the player into the Nurgle-infested hive city of Atoma Prime as a member of the Ordos Hereticus, I think. You and your strike team of 3 other players must endure several types of missions to cleanse Atoma Prime, fighting the traitorous guardsmen regiments of the Mobian Sixth, Chaos Cultists, and the Infected. You have the choice of choosing one of 4 classes: the Veteran, your ex-Austra Militari member, an Ogryn Skullbreaker, the most likable character in the game, the Zealot, who shall purge the Heretic, and the Psyker, Space Wizard thing, aka Sparkhead. At the time of writing this, it is being sold for $40 on Steam. First, let's cover the positives. I love the overall gameplay of Darktide. It's extremely fast-paced and relies heavily on sticking together. Each class offers a unique playstyle, and all are incredibly fun to play. The Veteran enjoys precision fire and range damage. The Ogryn Skullbreaker smashes through enemies with sheer force and raw power, tanking an incredible amount of damage and having a grand old time while doing it. The Zealot thrives in close quarters, dealing massive DPS with melee weapons or a flamethrower if you're feeling fancy. The Psyker, granted, isn't for everyone, can be incredibly fun, and for what it specializes in, I won't say because I don't really know how to explain it. Compared to Vermintide, there are some differences. Darktide focuses way more on ranged combat than Vermintide. Also, Vermintide has way more of a story, not going to lie. The characters are more fleshed out, but in Darktide you can make your own. There are some others, but I'd rather you find it out yourself. I absolutely love the personalities that your characters can have in Darktide. There are 3 for each class and 3 for each gender, I'm pretty sure. I'm not checking this. They are all unique and very nice. I'm only going to talk about one class, the Ogryns. I love this guy so much. Your options are the Bodyguard, the Bully, and the Brawler. I absolutely love all 3 of them. I have so many screenshots of just funny crap they say. I wasn't recording when the missions took place, like the one on screen right now. Also, randomly unsettling lore drops like this one. The interactions your strike team will have with each other are always fun and entertaining to listen to, whether it be a vet bragging about Cadia or the Ogryn wanting
Russians.
Darktide's heavy reliance on cooperative elements can be an upside or a downside depending on what type of games you like. To be clear, this game nowhere near forces you to rely on your teammates as much as games such as GTFO. But there are multiple enemy types that will disable you if you're not careful, and your teammates are the only ones that can help. The monetization system is kind of annoying. I'm not going to go in depth, but Mr. Muggsy has some good videos on it. Basically, there's a cap shop that at first sold some good looking stuff and compared to now at reasonable prices. But recently, there are still sometimes good stuff, but a lot of reskins are just straight crap. Oh, also, they're charging you more money for less stuff. The cosmetic shop refreshes, I think, every 2 weeks. I'm not sure on that. The value for $40 depends on what you're looking for. If you're a fan of cooperative shooters, the Warhammer 40k universe, and you don't want Space Marine 2, and don't mind the occasional technical hiccups, Darktide offers a compelling experience. However, if you're more sensitive to game stability and frequent updates, you might want to wait for further improvements or look for a sale. Fat Shark are, and I'm not gonna lie, probably some of the slowest game devs I have ever seen. Hopefully, if this video is released anywhere near a decent time, it should be right before they release the huge locked and loaded update, completely reworking the crafting system, so I'm not really going to get into it. There are also plenty of mods you can do to enhance the experience of your game, but I don't use any, mostly because I'm too lazy to learn how to install them. Darktide also has a huge skill tree for your rejects that you can dive into. Darktide is an incredibly fun game, and I may make a more in-depth video later. But for now, to answer our question from the beginning, yes, Darktide is incredibly worth it. And that's all I have for today. This has been Prime Banshee. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment any games you would like me to cover in another video, and your funniest co-op game moment down below. I'll see y'all next time.